You guys do know due process is for actual American citizens, right? You know that, right? Okay.
I don't know if it's the level of confidence that they use to share incorrect information or the prideful ignorance they use to make these videos. But let's go to school, shall we? Now, aside from the fact that as long as you have the reading comprehension skills of an 8-year-old, you understand that the first two words in the Fifth Amendment, which governs the requirement by the federal government to provide due process before it can take away somebody's life, liberty, and property, those first two words are no person. Now, aside from that, we all know that the Constitution is made of written words. Written words must be interpreted. The authority for that interpretation resides with the judges and the courts of the United States, and primarily with the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, over the many decades of its activity, has not been shy about defining and specifying what people due process applies to. In 1896, for example, the Supreme Court struck down a federal law that allowed the federal government to imprison Chinese immigrants without a trial. And in this decision, the bench included a famous phrase that says that even aliens cannot be punished without due process of law. This way more recent Supreme Court decision, 2001, discusses the limits that apply to the federal government for indefinite detention of undocumented aliens. And in it, the Supreme Court stated that the Fifth Amendment guarantees apply also to undocumented aliens, and the government couldn't hold them indefinitely without justification. And then I chose this one among the many examples that I could give you because it applies to a very unique case, a case that dealt with an enemy combatant that was a US citizen. And in it, the Supreme Court says basically that due process applies to everybody, even to individuals that are labeled by the United States government as enemy combatant, which, if we go by Trump standards, would be something that would rhyme with schmeromist. So I hope you don't mind that I brought you to constitutional class with me. But I also wonder, aren't you guys the people that love and understand the Constitution so well?